Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So today we're going to talk about stress relievers, fragrances that help me relax and unwind. To be honest, the last month or so have been somewhat stressful in my life. There are a lot of things going on, quite a lot of stressful things, and I am definitely turning to these fragrances that I've chosen today to kind of help me unwind and help me relax and really calm down. So I wanted to share these fragrances with you. The first one that I have is the one that I've spoken about several times as a very serene, relaxing type of scent. It is Rain from Marc Jacobs. This is definitely my number one sort of relaxer. This scent is amazing. It is very, like I said, serene, very light, very calming type of scent. It has watery notes, it has grass, some florals, it has cypress, musk, and it just smells like the air after the rain, or like a wet grass after the rain in the best possible way. I think for those of you that are kind of afraid of green grassy notes, don't be afraid of this one. It's not very strong. It's not very evident here. It's just a very aquatic, very watery type of scent. And again, I'm not a huge fan of aquatic scents, but this one is just amazing. It is so relaxing. Definitely my number one scent that I reach for when I'm super stressed. So again, this is Rain from Marc Jacobs. The next scent that I have here is Salt and Caramel from Shea and Blue. And this is kind of on the opposite side. This is definitely a stronger, thicker, denser type of scent. It is, as the name suggests, salt and caramel. I mean, there are a few other notes in here, but really all you get is salty caramel. And this scent is really the one that just makes you happy, kind of makes you forget about the stress of the day, makes you forget about everything bad. And it's just a happy stress reliever. So again, that's why I've chosen it here. The next one is kind of a similar type of scent. This is Serendipity from Serendipity 3. This is also a gourmand, but I would say this is on a lighter side compared to Shea and Blue. It is not as thick or as dense or as rich, but it has a very similar effect. It has very calming, very soothing type of effect. This fragrance has vanilla, cacao, and bitter orange, and it does smell like some kind of sweet pastry with some orange in it, or some bitter. So it has a small citrusy nuance in it. So it is beautiful, it is calming, it is definitely a stress reliever, and that's why I've chosen it. The next one on my list is a floral fragrance, and it's probably the most calming floral fragrance that I have in my collection. This is Iris Dragée from Maison Lancôme. So of course there is iris in this scent. There's also almond, there are white florals, sugar, pink pepper, vanilla, orris, musk. And it's such a gentle iris. It's not too strong. I think the other florals are not very evident, but they're supporting the iris really beautifully. Almond is here, but again, I would say it's not very noticeable. It has a slight nutty touch and a slight sweetness from vanilla, but everything is very much in moderation and blended so beautifully together. The iris is not too strong, not too powdery, not too sweet. It is just done beautiful. So when I'm in a mood for something floral, but I don't want anything too strong, too in your face, this is the fragrance that I reach for. The next one that I have is a tea scent, and this is Pomelo Sorrento from Gritty. In general, I find tea scents, very relaxing. In fact, even drinking tea I find relaxing as well. Although I drink both coffee and tea, but really I grew up drinking tea, and it is still my drink of choice most of the time. I just find it calming, comforting, relaxing, and the same with tea scents. I think that's why I really enjoy the note of tea, because I enjoy drinking actual tea. So anyways, this one, it has pomelo, grapefruit, green tea, white florals, and vetiver. And it's a beautiful green tea scent. It's a little bit different than I think majority of green tea scents that I've tried, because typically they're mixed with lemon, at least in my experience. And here we have grapefruit and pomelo, so it gives it that citrusy zing, but it also, I think, makes it a little bit more sparkly and maybe even a touch tart, and I think a little bit fresh and earthy, which is I think what vetiver brings in here. There are white florals listed here. I am not really getting any florals in here. It's kind of a sparkly, not overly zesty green tea, very, very serene type of scent. And I think when, the weather is warmer outside and I'm looking for a relaxing type of scent, I often reach for this one. Next one on my list is another one of those bakery type of scents. And this one is from Sergio. This is jorda. And like I said, this has a similar bakery vibe. There is wheat, milk, coconut, licorice, sandalwood spices, woody notes. And this one really smells like I'm eating a freshly baked bread with a glass of cold milk. The fact that milk note is here is very evident. It definitely has that lactonic quality and wheat. I think that's why I'm getting the feeling of actual bread. So whereas Serendipity, when I mentioned it, this really smells like sweet pastry. This one doesn't smell like sweet pastry. This is more like freshly baked bread. And of course, I think freshly baked bread is very comforting and very relaxing. And that's why I reach for the scent when I'm really stressed and need a stress reliever. Next one on my list is another gourmand. Of course, as you can see, there are a lot of gourmand scents in here. And that's just because, this is the category of fragrances that I really enjoy. And this one is What About Pop from the House of Oud. I mean, just looking at the bottle, I think would cheer anyone up. But this scent, as you might have guessed by the title, is of course about popcorn. In addition to that, there is caramel, there's vanilla, whipped cream, benzoin, vetiver, and this really does smell like popcorn. And it also has very, very buttery texture. It's like I can almost smell the buttery texture here. The popcorn is not overly sweet. I've read some reviews saying that this is similar to Salt and Caramel from Shea and Blue, that it has that salty caramel vibe. I can sort of understand where these reviews are coming from, but to be honest, for me, these two scents are quite different. Salt and Caramel is very thick, very dense, very, very sweet, very rich. This scent I find much lighter, much airier. It's not as sweet, and it definitely has that real buttery texture, like I said, which Shea and Blue doesn't have, in my opinion. And overall, it does smell like popcorn. And I think, when I think about that, I think about, sitting on the couch, relaxing, watching a movie, having your family around you. And of course, that puts me in a relaxing type of mood, which is what I'm looking for when I'm wearing these scents. The next one on my list is World Power from Kenzo. And this is a relatively simple scent. We have cypress, sea salt, and tonka. And this really smells like I am walking on a beach somewhere or walking on a seashore. It's not necessarily very hot, but I'm definitely getting that sea breeze. And for me, the smell of sea breeze is absolutely relaxing. I love water. I love being by the water. And when I get a scent that reminds me of that, it automatically relaxes me and de-stresses me every single time. So this one is stunning. So if you're looking for a salty type of scent that doesn't smell like pickles, because maybe it's just for me, but I don't get along with many scents that have sea salt. They just start smelling like pickles to me. Well, this one is not like that. It is gorgeous. It just makes me feel like I am smelling a sea breeze, and I absolutely love it. Next one that I have is from Zara, and this is Vetiver Pamplemousse. And take a look at this bottle. This is a 40 ml bottle. This is how much I have left. I shared this with you in a haul earlier this year, and I have been using it nonstop. But I use this one as a room spray. And I am crazy about this scent. I mean, you can see that I'm almost done with this 40 ml bottle, and I will purchase a bigger bottle for sure, because this is such a nice scent. It just makes me feel great when I walk into a room and it smells like this. And I constantly walk around and get whiffs of this scent. So the scent itself, again, is very simple. It has grapefruit, orange, and vetiver. And I think I mentioned before that citrusy scents used to be, back in the day, my favorite types of fragrances. And in particular, grapefruit was my favorite citrus note. And it is still my favorite citrus note up to date. And this one has such a beautiful, zesty grapefruit. Like, I really feel the juice of the grapefruit when I smell this, and it just definitely puts me in a good mood. It relaxes me, it calms me down. So I constantly find myself spraying my bedroom with this scent. Again, you can see that this bottle is almost empty. And we're down to the last fragrance, and this is a newer addition to my collection that I just shared with you in a recent haul. This is from the house of Sergio, and it is called Shuncoin. And I'm never sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly or not, but that's what I'm gonna go with. And this scent has vanilla, sandalwood, powdery notes, cherry blossom, and tea. So here you have again that note of tea, but I will say that here it is only evident at the beginning, at the very opening of this scent. It kind of punches you in the nose when you first spray it, and then it disappears quite quickly. The note of tea really doesn't stay very long for me at all. I mean, really a couple of minutes. And then I'm left with this interesting, smooth, creamy, nutty, slightly powdery combination of notes that I still haven't been able to place. Like, it reminds me of something, but I really don't know what it reminds me of. But overall, it is just so serene. This fragrance is very serene for me. It is very calming. It is very relaxing. Yeah, it has a little bit of everything: sweetness, powderiness, nuttiness, creaminess, and it just all works together. So this is really a stunner and very much a serene, relaxing type of scent. So again, this is Shuncoin from Sergio, and that's the last fragrance on my list. So I would love to know, what are your stress relievers in your collection? What fragrances do you tend to reach for when you're stressed and you're trying to relax? I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!